We all know how cookies are made. You mix up the ingredients, scoop it, roll it into balls, put it on the pan, put it in the oven until the timer dings. Your cookies are ready, but what really happened in the oven? On today's episode of Chemistry for Smarties, we are going to talk about the chemical and physical changes that the dough must undergo to become a cookie. Chemical change, a change that results in the change in the substance's chemical composition. Physical change, a change that does not change the substance's chemical composition, for example, change in state or shape. There are two types of reactions, exothermic and endothermic. Endothermic, a reaction or process that absorbs heat. Exothermic, a reaction or process that releases heat. Baking is an endothermic reaction because it absorbs heat from the oven to cook the dough to form a cookie. The ingredients need their heat provided by the oven for the chemical and physical reactions to take place. We place it at a certain temperature so that the ingredients are able to reach the activation energy necessary for changes to occur. Activation energy, the minimum amount of energy needed for a chemical reaction. At 78 degrees, or room temperature, the cookie dough is put into the oven. Butter is an emulsion of water and fat. Emulsion, a mixture of two or more ingredients that do not usually mix. At 92 degrees, the butter melts. This is a physical change because it does not change the components of the butter, only the state. The water that was in the butter is released and causes the dough to spread out and flatten. At 122 degrees, the baking powder decomposes into sodium, carbon dioxide, and water. Decomposition reaction, a chemical reaction in which a chemical compound breaks down into elements or simpler compounds. This is a chemical change because a gas, CO2, is produced, which is one of the signs that a chemical change occurs. The carbon dioxide created by the breakdown of baking powder leaves little holes in the maturing cookie, which makes it light and flaky. At 212 degrees, the water reaches its boiling point and evaporates. Boiling point, the temperature at which a liquid changes into a gas. Evaporation, the changing of a liquid into a gas. After evaporating, the water leaves pockets of air where it used to be. This is a physical change because the water changes state from a liquid to a gas. At 284 degrees, the Maillard reaction occurs, which produces melanoidins. Maillard reaction, a chemical reaction between amino acids and sugars that gives brown food the desired flavor. Melanoidin, ring-like structures made of sugar and proteins that are created during the Maillard reaction. The Maillard reaction is a chemical change because it changes the colors of the cookies into a darker brown color. Caramelization occurs at 356 degrees. Caramelization, the browning of sugar that results in nutty flavor and brown color. The combination of the Maillard reaction and caramelization produces a sweet aroma, which signifies that a chemical change has occurred. So now you know how that little ball of dough became the yummy cookie you see in front of you. Today, if you were paying attention, you learned about chemical versus physical change, endothermic versus exothermic, emulsions, boiling point, evaporation, decomposition reactions, Maillard reactions, and caramelization. Thanks for watching this episode of Chemistry for Smarties. We hope that you enjoyed learning how your cookie comes to be.